Welcome back to Studio 10.
A local business was featured on a national TV show. The West family, owners of Gulf Coast Tide Life, appeared on last night's episode of Amish Renogades on the DIY network, and they are joining us here in the studio this morning. Good morning to both of y'all.
Good morning.
So first of all, let's set the stage a little bit. Let's tell the folks a little bit about your business first so they can understand what y'all do.
We're actually just a family-owned local business. Kenny and I decided to start making furniture about a year ago because we could not find anything we liked for our own home. Nothing that suited my style or taste or his idea of what the perfect furniture piece would be. And we set out to create what was perfect for our family, which lifelong residents of the Gulf Coast. We wanted something that embodied the spirit of the Gulf Coast and had that style that we're also familiar with. And we both wanted something very special, and we set out to create a timeless classic style, which we refer to as Gulf Coast vintage, because it's impeccable craftsmanship coupled with a timeless design that's inspired by the style and colors of the Gulf Coast.
All right, so this all started just a short time ago, then all of a sudden you're being called to appear on this national television show. Tell us, how did this happen? How did this transpire into the point where your work was featured on TV last night?
Well, we actually thought it was a joke at first. He came out and he said, hey, we've got a message on Facebook from a lady who says she's with DIY Network. And we looked at each other and we were working on some pieces and we chuckled. And he said, I think it's a joke. And I said, but what if it isn't?
Right.
And so he said, just reply to her, just give a generic response. And so I just quickly pulled out the phone and typed back a generic response in the middle of both of us working on a piece and said, yeah, sure, we'd be interested in talking to you about that, and put our phone number on there and hit send. And I said, that's probably the last we'll ever hear of that. And next thing we knew, the phone rang within probably, what, a minute or so?
Wow.
And he answered, and it was Marissa Sawyer with DIY Network, and she said, I'd like to talk to you about a piece we'd like to commission for DIY Network. And it just went from there, and it was a very Cinderella experience.
So what was the show then, and what was the piece?
It was called Big Job and the Big Easy. And you tell them about the piece that you created.
The piece was a 40-inch wide by 72 balustrade table.
Okay, we're taking a look at it right here.
Yes.
Well,
and,
we're taking a look at some of the footage from DIY.
We put a lot of time and attention to that. Matter of fact, we put so much time and attention to that table we got attached to it, we didn't want to get rid of it.
But you knew if it'd be featured on national television, you might have to give it up. But even more importantly, you guys were telling me this morning something very special happened with this table as well. You received an email.
We did. Samuel Fick, that you see there, his mom, Eva Gold, we had not corresponded with the Fick family. As you know, when you're on something like this, it's very confidential. We weren't allowed to discuss the piece we created. In fact, Jima Entertainment gave us certain guidelines we had to follow. We weren't not allowed to speak about anything other than we were asked to be on the show. We were commissioned to create a piece. We were not allowed to divulge anything other than New Orleans until the show aired on Saturday night. And we received an email from Eva this morning. And Samuel's a teacher, which is very near and dear to my heart. His sister is, and the other gentlemen that live there in the home are all teachers. I was educator for many years, retired, having been an administrator. Just recently to pursue this endeavor that we have put our heart and soul into. And she said that 5 different families shared Thanksgiving at that table. Their first American Thanksgiving. Samuel teaches at a French school there in New Orleans. And that meant more to us actually than the DIY appearance. The fact that we were able to give something that will forever remain in their hearts and a special memory to all of those people.
So emotional and so rewarding. What an experience as a whole. Now lastly, if anybody out there who's watching wants to commission y'all for some of your work, how can they get in contact with you?
Facebook is probably the best way, or we also answer our phone 24 hours a day. We had calls on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and because we are local and
we are busy.
home owned, we answer the phone 24/7. Our number's on the Facebook.
And what is the name on the Facebook page?
It's Gulf Coast Tide Life.
Gulf Coast Tide Life.
And most of the time people just start there. A lot of times I think folks think that we have a store, which we don't. We do not maintain an inventory of generic pieces. We instead create custom pieces that speak to each individual client and at an affordable price. I think people assume custom means expensive, but it does not. We believe everyone should have.
Well, congratulations on the show appearance. That's incredible. And congratulations on your business. Sounds like it is booming and thriving. Nice having you here on Studio 10.
Thank you so much.
Great being here.
All right, Michael.